Hello, welcome back to myPortfolio. In this video, I'm going to show you how to enter fund data using the User Input Data Here tab, which you can see down at the bottom here. You only need to do this once per fund, and then after that you can hide the tab if you like. If you are using the Lite version, you will have come to this page after erasing all of my data using these scripts. And you should basically be looking at this now. Most of the screen should be black, and that is because in the Lite version, you only get 3 funds and 2 currencies. In the full version, you get 5 currencies and 25 funds that you can use. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to enter your funds. So the first thing you need to do is choose your base currencies, and you click on this drop-down menu here on the left, and you get a selection of, I think it's quite a lot of currencies there anyway, you can choose which ones you want to use. They're in alphabetical order, so that's Vietnamese dong down there. That's currency from UAE. So they're in alphabetical order. The first 10 are the top most traded currencies in the world, so I put them at the top, because you're probably going to be using these ones. So I'm going to use pounds as my main currency and dollars as my second currency. And when you select them, you can see that this is going to have an effect on various formulas. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is choose our fund names. I'm going to use 3 real funds, and I'm going to paste in their names in the formula bar here. And that is so that I can keep the colors, and I don't change the colors and the fonts by copying and pasting in from another outside source. Okay, so my first fund is this one. So you can see I'm pasting it in. My second fund is this one, so I'm just pasting it into the formula bar, hit return. And my third fund is this one. So we've got this world ETF and a bond ETF, and this one is a developing markets ETF. So now we need to select the currencies for each fund. So this Vanguard fund is one that is in pounds. Okay. And you'll notice here there's an option to select GBX. This is because some funds are denominated in pence, not pounds, which means that in order to get the values shown in pounds, we need to divide them by 100. So if your fund is like that, you need to select GBX. This one is GBP, and so is my bond fund here. And this emerging markets fund is actually in US dollars. So we select our fund currencies. Next up, we can put in the tickers. So I'm just going to type these in. Okay, like so. So you can see this is quite an easy, simple process. Dividends. So here we select whether they're paying dividends or not. This one does. It's a distributing fund. So does this one. Fund. And this one is accumulating. Okay, now, when you select accumulating funds, this will black out the next cell, because obviously the next cell is about the currency that dividends are paid in, and if it's an accumulating fund, that's relevant. So this one will disappear in a moment when the screen updates. Okay, so our Vanguard fund actually, although it's denominated in pounds, it actually pays its dividends in US dollars. Our bond fund pays them in pounds, and this developing emerging markets fund doesn't pay any dividends at all. So we'll just leave that blank, and it will turn the square will change color in a minute. Okay, the next thing we need to do is select the exchange that we can find them on, and all of these can be bought on the London Stock Exchange. So I'm going to just select that 3 times, like so. If you have any trouble getting these stock exchanges to work, let me know. I only buy things from the London Stock Exchange, so I can't be sure that the others actually work. But if they don't work, let me know, and I'll see if I can work out how to get them working. So okay, it's updated now. It's black. Okay. Then we need to decide. Let's just scroll across a little bit. We need to decide what asset class they are, and this one is equities, and this one is bonds, and this one is equities. Now, this column has an effect on some charts in the charts and graphs page, and it also has an effect on the color conditional formatting on the overview and rebalancing page. So if it's an equities fund, it will highlight it one color, and if it's a bonds fund, it will be another. There are 6 different asset classes there for you to choose from. And then you can, if you want, you can put in your sub-asset class, and that is used for one final chart on the charts and graphs page. But in any case, that one is, I think it's not activated in this Lite version, so I'm not going to bother filling that in. Okay, then you've got your asset allocation. Now, as you can see, I've got a 4th option here, and this one is for cash. So if you want to have a certain amount of your portfolio in cash, you can select this. So just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to put 10% here. I'm going to put 50% here, and how much is that? 60, and then put 30% here and 10% here. And this square here, once you finish typing in, it should update and show that it is 100%, 60, 90, 100. And it will update. If it's showing red, that's because you haven't added up your asset allocation to 100%. Okay, so it's happy. And then the TER, this is your total expense ratio. So this spreadsheet is able to work out a weighted total expense ratio based on how much you've got in each fund. So this one will be 50%, this one 30, this one 10, and it is able to calculate a weighted balance based on that. So I'm just going to check to see what that information is for each fund. Okay, so I put in the data there, and our next column is to show whether or not we are using the funds currently. So obviously we've just entered these, so we can select in use. If it happens that you sell out of a fund, you can select not in use, no longer in use from here. And what will happen is that on other drop-down menus, the fund name won't appear, and that's quite useful when you've got quite a lot of funds, but you're not necessarily using them all on this list, and you don't want the drop-down menus to be massive each time. And finally, this is another optional column. You can put in a hyperlink to the fund information. So, for example, I can put in links like this. And this information will be displayed on the overview page. You can simply click on the link, and it will take you there. And it's just easier if you're looking for the fund information. You can get to it a little bit more quickly. Okay, so we've basically filled out all the information for our 3 funds, and we're good to go. One word of warning: once you start entering transactions for any of these funds, you absolutely, or currencies here, you absolutely cannot change this data, especially this data in red. It will completely wreck the formula. So make sure that if you want to make any changes to a fund that's already existing, well, basically don't do it. Don't change the name. So get the name right the first time around. Get all this data right first time around, because once you start entering transactions for it for example, on the stock summary page or the cash register or the transaction page, if it can't find the data, the formulas break, and I can't be responsible for that. So make sure that you get the information right first time. Obviously, when you're typing it in, like at this stage, I could still make changes because I haven't started entering transactions. But if you do need to make changes, make sure you make them while you're still on this page at the very beginning. In any case, we have finished this tutorial for the user input data here page, and you're good to start with the next video. Thanks very much.